What's up, Saints and Aints? Welcome back to another episode of Music and Makeup. This is a special segment I like to call Behind the Beat, where I sit down with artists who are making serious noise in their lanes. Today's guest is from Richmond, Virginia. You've heard of him on his highly acclaimed albums, I'm Mad, Hold On, Thank You, Preciate It, and most recently, his EP, Pay Through the Nose. He's an MC, entrepreneur, former ball player, and also a new father. I'm hyped to have him here with us today. Welcome Monday night to the podcast. So we're going to jump right into it. For those that are just discovering your music, just let me know, how did you get into making music?
So, the typical story, I was into rap, like super into rap growing up, like really into it. I was into R&B and stuff like that, but the R&B bag came like more so, I was already into it, but it came like more so in high school, like late high school. As far as rap, like I would obsess over rap. Like I would watch all rap battles, watch freestyles on YouTube. I would memorize every song there was. Like I would have like one of those kids that had like 2,000 songs on their iPod and stuff. When we had laptops in school, like I had no more space on my trip just from all the music I had on there. And so after basketball, I was kind of just taking up space, and like I didn't really have no passion other than basketball after that. Like kind of ended for me, where after I kind of ended it, and I just picked up music around that time because I wasn't doing nothing else, so I needed something to kind of keep me busy or just to have something to work for or work toward. And around that time, like the music that was out was not the music I was like really into. Like, so I started rapping like around that, like, don't get me wrong, I was into it, I liked it, but it wasn't like my sound at all. Like it was the Lil Uzi era, like that, and like that SoundCloud era with Lil Uzi, XXX, and all those guys.
I remember.
Yeah, they were going crazy. And they not for nothing, that's just fire, but it wasn't like the guys I was listening to was kind of like not really doing it. You know what I mean? Like they was making stuff that I felt like I could make, and that's kind of what started it. Like I'm like, I could do this. I couldn't do the Lil Uzi shit, but I'm like, the shit I was hearing in my lane, people wasn't really taking to it. And then, I was like, man, I could do this shit, bro. I was always a big freestyler growing up, but then like when I tried to start writing, that's when it started getting serious, when I started trying to get better at writing. That's the full blown backstory on how I got into it.
I wanted to ask about like your musical influences growing up, because I've watched your IG stories, and your musical taste will range sometimes from like LTD to like really super old like Teddy Pendergrass to like 90s R&B. So I wanted to ask, like, who were some of your like biggest influences growing up, and like how did music play a part like in your life growing up?
I got an older dad, like on the older side. He was super into jazz and all that stuff. And like my mom was too. It was one of them, There was one of them families that would play music during the day, or like, like cleaning up or on the weekend, and we just chilling in the house. My dad always had a stereo. Like my mom always had one in her room, like a disc changer joint. Always had the stereo outside. I wouldn't know what they were saying, like the words, but I always liked the rhythm and the melodies of it, how it sounded. So that was kind of the start of me like kind of like bobbing my head to it, I guess, as a kid, even though I didn't really even know what was being said, but like I liked it how it sounded. And after that, Criss Cross was like the first like rap group or rap that I could remember. You know what I mean? Like that I could take into, like, oh, these are kids and they doing some like cool shit, wearing their clothes backwards. It was like cool as fuck. And I'm like, all right, shit, well, I'm into this. And then it was like easy, digestible lines. It was like kid lines. So it was easy. Like wiggity wiggity, like racking, like easy shit. So I'm like, all right. Then after that, it was more so like a Hove. It went into Hove. Like he was like the first rapper that I was like really like, I like this rapper. You know what I mean? And it went to like 50 Cent, then it went to like Lil Wayne, and when the Drakes and the Wale's and the Kid Cudis and all that started coming out, Wiz Khalifa and stuff. Shit, growing up, it damn near raised me. Like I learned a lot of my morals and principles kind of from listening to rap songs, or like I learned a lot of slang, what slang means, like of certain words in different areas, just from listening to rap and like using context clues. Like, oh, I guess that's what it means. Like, you know what I mean? So rap pretty much, for lack of better words, like I ain't taking nothing away from my pops and nothing like that, but rap raised me in a big way. So did movies, but rap really did it. Like, you know what I mean?
I think that's one of the gifts in keeping like some kind of regionality in music, because it gives you a chance to see like how people live and do things in different places instead of it like all being the same. Now, you are from Richmond, and I know in your music you mentioned Holly Block in a lot of your songs. And I just wanted you to share more about Holly Block and its significance to you and in your music.
Well, I am Holly Block as of right now. I mean, I'm the only person still here, so I'm literally the epitome of it right now. And I probably lived here longer than anybody. Like 'cause when I first started getting, well, I was serious about it, but when I first started getting around people, other people who were serious about rapping, and was kind of the same thing I was doing, I got around Music Academy. So I got around like Gray Matter and Concept Jackson and Fly Anakin first, and then I made my first song with them. Well, my first song that was like on an original beat and stuff like that. And after that, they linked me up with Big Kahuna and was like, you should go fuck with Big Kahuna, bro. Like da da da. Like it was a very unconventional link up. I never even did nothing like that. Like I pulled up to his crib, never met him before. Kind of just chopped it up with him. Kind of just was like, it was mad weird. Like now that I think about it, but yeah, but we ended up chopping up. We kind of hit it off and ended up talking about like music and stuff like that. Ended up doing an album together, which ended up being Thug Here. So I pulled up on Big Kahuna. I pulled up on him, and his house was already the hub for the Music Academy. Like they would come to his house. They pretty much get most of the things done to congregate and stuff like that and hang out, chill and bullshit. It was out at Gray Matter's house that they was like fluctuating through. And then after a while of coming through here for like a year straight, I would fall asleep over this shit, all types of shit. And he ended up telling me the apartment next to him has opened up. So if you want to move in, like shit. So I moved in right next to him. So we was next door neighbor for like like 4 years, maybe 5 years.
Ooh.
So that's what Holly Block kind of came from for me. You know what I mean? They was already coming here, but when it started becoming a big thing and then more people started coming, because I was here, so people would pull up for me, and then we would all be over there, and then people would pull up for them. Like established names would be over there, and then we would do so many songs, and albums got created over there, and so many like monumental things like happened in that, and you know what I mean, in this apartment complex. That's just how we came up with the name. It's already was called Holly House, so we just started calling it Holly, and it ended up just. You know how niggas get. We just end up adding more to it, and it's Holly Block now, and then now it's Holly this and Holly that, and you just started. It just became a thing. You feel me? So that's kind of how it came about, and then we just kept riding it. You know what I mean? Still riding it right now.
I'm gonna shift to talking about some of your music. Your most recent EP, Pay Through the Nose, which was produced by MichaelAngelo. The title is really unique, and so was the cover art. What was like the meaning behind that?
So the theme was the Wolf of Wall Street theme. If you notice, like I was Jonah Hill on the cover with a bunch of dollar signs on his face. Pay Through the Nose, if I'm not mistaken, was a movie back in the day which was kind of centered around the same kind of white collar crime type shit. It was all like kind of doing coke and all that. So like Pay Through the Nose, kind of like a play off that. Michelangelo actually came up with the name of the shit, so he could probably tell you better about the name, but because he came up with it, I was like, oh, that's hard. And then I ended up doing my research on it later on and figuring out what it was. But yeah, the basis of it was just that. Me and him had those songs, and we were thinking about making something bigger, but shit be happening. Like if we don't put it out now, this shit might fuck around never come out. I wasn't doing nothing. I wanted to put something out bad. And I always loved those songs. Them songs hard. So like he felt the same way. So I hit him up. We made it work, and yeah, we put it out, and then it was just like that. Like we just gonna put this EP out, like so it don't go to waste. You know what I mean?
How did you all like get together?
I'm pretty sure MichaelAngelo hit me up first on the gram, kind of in the DMs and shit. I think just stumbled across my shit. We got mutual friends and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure that's how it happened. And then, and then he said he fuck with my shit, and I told him I fuck with his shit, and that was just it. He started sending me stuff, and that's how I go. That's how I go most times with most producers shit that fuck with me.
One of the tracks on there, I had a question about Commandeer. Now, it seems like that song is like a bit more of like a reflective tone. Was that the intention of the song? Like there's a lot of reflection on there. Okay.
So that joint, I kind of, I don't go into a song knowing I'm a fave. I just wait for the beat kind of tells me what temperament I'm gonna have during it. And with that sample in the bag, let me talk to you, baby. On rap shit. And I'm like, I mean, shit. It kind of wrote itself in that way. You know what I mean? It's hard for me to like articulate how I come up with the stuff, but it's just kind of like it just be there. Like once I hear the beat, it kind of just writes itself sometimes. And that song definitely wrote itself because those be the easiest songs to write, the ones that are kind of like self-reflecting. Because shit, I'm living that right now. I'm just talking about it. So like I'm just rapping about it, basically making it sound cool. That was the intention behind it. And I try to have at least one of those. I'll always try to have one of everything when I put something out like a project. If not a couple of them, like I'll try to have at least one of them songs where it's like kind of like personal and kind of like vulnerable in a way and relatable because the person can hear it and be like, damn, I know what you're talking about. Those are my favorite songs to make most times. But I can't really say that because I have fun making everything. But yeah, that's pretty much how them type of joints come about, like Commandeer and stuff like that.
So let's go back to Thank You Preciate It, namely the title. Now, how did you land on that phrase?
I always have phrases for my title, but Thank You Preciate It. I'm trying to think about where my mom was at when I thought of that. Because at first it was Sooner Than Later, but I already had an album called Soon You Understand, so I didn't want to say soon twice. And then, because we had been sitting on those songs for a while too, like for a long ass time. And I've been performing those songs for like 3 to 4 years. Like at shows, people been asking me like, "Hey, where that song at, bro?" Da, 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 da. I was like, for the longest, bro. We was just always trying to get that joint done. And then I kind of like at one point I stepped on it. I'm just like, all right, bro, I'm about to do these like 10 more beats, bro. We gotta get this shit done now. Cause this shit, like I keep doing other shit. That's what I'm saying. Like that's what be happening to me. Like, you artists, like you end up starting something else, and starting something else. Especially when you like me, you just want to record and you want to write all the time. You like doing it. So you end up with too much sometimes and like overwhelm yourself. Like if you notice when I go live, I'm playing unreleased shit, niggas never heard, and it'd be like 30 tracks. It'd be like I play like 30 joints, and niggas like, damn, we never heard none of these. When you gonna put these out? So I'll be having so much shit all the time. So with that one, I just had to add a little bit more joints to it and just make sure it was solid. And I took a lot of shit off too. I took like at least 6 joints off the joint. And yeah, we just had a lot of songs. So I ended up just being like, yeah. And then I guess that was my temperament behind it because we had been sitting on those songs for so long that I'm just like, here I go. Like, thank you, appreciate it. Like, don't even mention it. Like, it's cool because we've been supposed to get at the y'all. Like,
so GrimmDoza was the producer on that album, was the sole producer. How did that connection happen?
Same way MichaelAngelo should happen. Like I said, most how that always happens. Like I had seen Doza in a couple shows before I even knew who he was. And Corona had a couple tracks with him. And I was like, who beat that is, bro? And he was like, oh, this thing from Doza joint. I'm like, word, man, this shit hard. He did like a lot of his shit. And I started tapping in with him on the gram. I followed him and I was like, oh nah, this nigga hard. Like he was doing fire shit. So I hit him up, like, yo, what's up, bro? I fuck with your shit, bro. That shit hard, da da da. Like, and basically, he felt the same way about my shit. Boom, that's how it happened. All right, we should do an album, Brody. All right, bet. You know what I mean? It was easy to do shit like that back then. It's kind of changed now, but back then you could just 2018, you could just hit a nigga up like, yo, what up? I'm trying to do a joint. Yeah.
So now I wanted to say too, now that album is really heavy on like the 90s R&B samples, especially with Stars Align. Did that like have overall, how did that like influence the feel of the album, or is that what you were going for like when you were picking?
Yeah, I was going for that. I was picking the beats. I was going because like Doza got a lot of dark, sinister type sound and shit too. And so fire, like when he do that, he be in his bag too. Like them shits be crazy. And but I didn't want that. I didn't want that part. Like I was just in that bag at that time when I would like to be rapping on shit like that, you know. And then so I just wanted him to send me that shit, and I basically explained that to him. He just started sending me shit to sound like that. So it was supposed to come out in the summer, in which it still did, but that's what I was going for, like a summertime vibe shit. Like, so I'm like, some niggas can listen to while it's sunny outside and shit like that, riding around. So that's basically how I came up with it.
Now you nailed it, because I remember the first time hearing it was like, this is a summer album. This definitely feels like an outside type album, especially the song "Bless." I was like, that's definitely a summer song. So you nailed that. Was there any particular song, like the first time you heard it, just like really grabbed you, like any beat for a song that, like, when the first moment you heard it, it like grabbed you and was like, this one got to be on the album?
White Sprinter, probably, like, most likely White Sprinter and Ovechkin.
Mm.
And Corleone and Corleone and probably Crazy Taxi.
Okay, I was gonna say, yeah, Corleone. That one, that was like one of my very first favorites. First time I heard it was like
Walk the Street. Mm-hmm. Yeah, those probably the top ones is probably White Sprinter, Crazy Taxi, and Walk the Street. Those probably the top ones.
All right. And looking back on Thank You Preciate It, is there anything you do differently today?
I would have had better transitions within the song. I would have put more effort in trying to make that sound seamless, like it going into the next song. Like, I think it's just called a transition. Like on Pay Through the Nose, if you notice on that, it's like when it goes into the next song, there's like a skit that ties into the next song, and it's like sounds mad cohesive. But then you look back at the album, you like, damn, I'm 5 songs in. You almost didn't realize, because like the way it's going into each other. So it's like it creates like a vibe, if you will.
So I wanted to talk about, from 2020 to, now, you've dropped like multiple projects every single year. Like, it'll be an album, an EP, a couple of albums, a couple EPs, a collaboration here. How do you maintain that level of consistency for so long?
I want to do it, That's really it. I like the shit. So if I like it, I'm gonna do it. It's just like, especially if it's gonna give me money in some type of way, like, why am I not doing it? And especially if this is what I want to do, I don't look at it as like a job, or like it's hurting me to do this. Like, it's nothing for me to write a song, bro. Sometimes that shit take 30 minutes. I'll be done with a song recorded and all that within 50 minutes to an hour, like, sometimes. And it's like, that was nothing. There's a couple feelings within rap that I love, and performing, and that's dropping shit. So I'm saying, or getting like recognized. Somebody hears something and they be like, "Oh no, that shit's hard." Like hearing shit like that is cool too. But the top two is like performing and dropping. Because that's like an instant display of what I'm doing. Like, I'm dropping the music, you got it, you just heard my newest shit, and like in show form, it's like I'm giving you this shit in real time. You watching me say it. So it's like those feelings when it's happening, it's just like the best shit ever. It makes me feel like a rapper. So the initial question, that's why it's nothing for me to keep up that consistency, because I love it, bro. Real shit. Like, even when the shit get whacked sometimes, like, even when niggas think about, he don't want to do this shit no more, it's like, the shit too fun. Like, so that's why I like coming up with cover arts and coming up with names and all that cool shit. Like, that shit fun.
When you do what it is that you love, and it comes easy, and just like what you just said, it doesn't feel like work. So then how do you decide whether something's going to be an EP or an album?
A million things. But EPs usually happen from when you just want to kind of get something out there quick. Like, you in that mode. Like, you just, sometimes as a rapper, like, it hits you, or any musician, or anybody that does anything creative, you get in a bag where you getting inspired and you want to do something now. And you end up doing it, and you just want to put it out now. And that's kind of more times how EPs come out. Or if like people ain't heard you in a minute, or you feel like you've been resting, you can just give them 3 songs, 4 songs. That's nothing. You just do that real quick and give it to them. You know what I mean? And our albums, I mean, it depends on the producer. It depends on the beat. It depends on how good the songs are. Like, you get along with the producer and y'all good, it's usually easy to get an album done, because y'all work easy together. And sometimes people need an album from you, and they don't need no singles and EPs no more. Like, they want something. they want something they can hold on to, like a body of work.
How do you feel like your sound has evolved, like from S Block, Carter, all the way up to now?
I feel I'm more settled in now. I'm more like relaxed and comfortable. I was comfortable then too, but when I go back and listen to those songs, I can hear maybe not uncertainty, but like I can hear like shit that I wouldn't do now. Like I wouldn't have did that. You know what I mean? I can hear it. I didn't like it that much. You know what I mean? Like it was cool then, but like I don't really like that shit. I wouldn't do that shit right now. I'm not saying the song is bad, but it's just like it's the shit I would have changed about it. And realistically, it got to a period where I was really like in a flow state when it came to writing verses and stuff. And I can hear the difference from then and now. I can hear the riskiness and like spontaneous shit back then. Like I can hear how just like I was just on whatever. I'm like, yo, wow, I saying shit like that. Like I would say that. Like I wouldn't say that now. And it's like, damn, I can tell what time I was at in my life. I was way younger and I was kind of living, doing whatever. And that's kind of what my lyrics was centered around. Like I'm just only like nigga shit everywhere I go. I do what the fuck I want. Like my pockets are better now. Like it sounds more effortless and it sounds like a little bit more cohesive and it flows better than like those joints. You can hear the choppiness at times where I'm like, you know what I mean? But a lot of those songs are still good. Like sometimes I hear some of them verses, I'm like, damn, I need to get back in that bag. But definitely the calmness though, and sounding more like I did this for a longer time, was inevitable. But like you can hear it.
You've worked with a lot of people across the board, but most notably, Any Given Scheme Day with you and Nitty Blanco. How did that project end up coming about?
I mean, we best friends. So one weekend I went to New York. 1 week and a half I was in New York, and I don't know if I told bro that's what I was trying to do before I got up there. I can't remember, but I got up there and I was chilling. We was chilling and shit, and I'm like, bro, let's go to the studio, bro. Let's book a studio real quick and try to just knock out an EP real quick. We can do that shit. Like, cause we did songs before. I'm like, bro, we can do that shit. And I was in that bag, like I said earlier, like I was in that like I'm trying to do something right now bag. So with him, he had just started rapping as of like just recently to that for, and I didn't want to prolong a project with him and like maybe it end up taking too long. I want us to have one right now because it's my man. So I want us to have one right now, brother. We already got one, like, and then we'll make another one down the line. You know what I mean? And we can take however long. We got this joint, and we really did that whole shit in a day. For real, for real. We might have did because we both got solo songs on there. So that was really the only tracks we didn't do in that one studio session. We was like all the way in Long Island somewhere. We drove all the way out there, bitch, and we knocked that shit out. Like I still got the videos on my phone from that.
I was really locked in.
It was locked in. It was crazy.
Now, do you approach, like when you're working, like collaborating with somebody, do you approach that differently than when you're working on a project that's just you?
Yeah, definitely. For lack of better words, like you care a little bit less when it's you and somebody else. Maybe those aren't the right words to use, but
I feel you though.
It's just like y'all kind of just having fun. Like you doing it with another rapper. Y'all can literally just go back and forth with every one of these tracks, and it's gonna be hard. Like especially if you and that rapper are like y'all coexist together good on a song and shit. Like if y'all sound good together and shit. So you can kind of just, it's easier to knock songs out too because all you gotta do is a verse most times, or all you gotta do is a chorus, and the other person to just do the rest. That's how the songs come out like that. Because if I can't think of the first words, he already done thought of it, so he can just go first, and then I'll go second. So the song, you know what I mean? Like so, the song doesn't wait on anybody. Feel me? Well, if one person's still taking still taking a second for their verse, another person go first, and then you go, and then the song's over with like an hour or so, like hour 30 maybe. Like that's how it goes. And then you get 5 hours in the studio. Some joints will take 30 minutes because like that's not a motorsport song. That's like 30 minutes.
Yeah, y'all listen, y'all be getting them done, but you seem very efficient with like your writing and your recording process. Like you don't play around.
No, I don't play around. People come over the crib, I got a whole like assembly I go through like when they record just to get it done quick. Like, you want to do that over? You straight? All right, cool. Are you doing that? Are you keeping that? It's just like any engineer, but it's damn sure trying to get it like this. Like, and I mean, I don't let the rappers like, even me, I don't let them like. I'm like, no, that's that hard, bro. Go, like, stop trying to. You know what I mean? Like,
All right, so now you're managed by Roc Nation, all right?
mm-hmm.
Okay, so I wanted to congratulate you first on signing your management deal with Roc Nation. Now, how did that opportunity come together for you? Because that is how I found your music, was through Salim. On his page, he posted you, and that is how I found your music. So just wondering, how did that come together?
So I'm not butchering it. I'm pretty sure it's a story. So when they was looking at Immune Academy and all that, and they kind of got them on, I guess Salim was managing at the time, and Fly kind of put the bug in his ear about me, and then Salim approached me with an opportunity, and that was it.
Wow.
It's really kind of like been crazy about it, other than my man looking out OD, you know.
Yeah, that's why I say, friends, somebody mentioning your name in a room where you're not present. I always say sometimes, I know for me, it's taken me far. So that's amazing. That's awesome.
Stuff I was flying for that boy.
So has being backed by major management, has that changed your day to day?
It changed the way I was going about making an album, because I made an album when I made an album. You know what I mean? Or I took as long as I wanted to. You know, and I'll come back to it and come back to it, and then just, I guess the intention behind this album is different. It's very intentional. You know what I'm saying? Just the sense of urgency, you know. So that was different.
So I want to pivot to something else that you do, Block Fitness, your fitness company. How did that get started?
I was going to the gym so much, I would post videos on Monday night page, and I would post like in my story and shit. And in my head, I'm like, after a while, I'm like, you know, I could potentially make money off this in a way, but I was also like, I don't know if these niggas want to see me in the gym all the time either. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a music page, it's not a gym page. You know what I mean? I don't want to get that confused where niggas is coming to my shit to, you know what I mean, talk about the gym and shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I try to separate the two. So I just made another page for it. And then I didn't care about posting it on my story so much that I couldn't just post it over here. You know what I mean? For whoever decides to follow that page, you know? So that's how it came about, and it just kept going. I was just posting all the time, and you know, it was nothing for me to post. I just put a song behind something I just did, and it started gaining like a following. I mean, it ain't got bad followers. We got like 1,000, 15,000, like 1,500 or something. That's good. So
Yeah.
so I'm like, I mean, kind of I do be wilding on that shit though. Like, I do. It's not like it's not like not a legit fitness page. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm actually doing, you know, real bodybuilder or whatever powerlifting shit over there. Like, not that shit that no, I don't think that shit. So it is cool when you can go see your favorite rapper kind of like be in the gym, and that motivates you as well. So then I trained a couple people off that shit. People see it, so that it created some type of income at some point in my life. So it wasn't like crazy, but it happened. So,
you know, sometimes you'll put your music behind the videos too. And I just thought to myself, that is a excellent way to like cross promote your music. Does maintaining like your fitness, does that feed into your creativity and focus? Does that play into that?
Yeah, going to the gym is like my lifestyle at this point. No, that's part of my lifestyle. Like, if I don't go to the gym, like, I don't feel right, type shit. So it definitely feeds into the music part, because it keeps me sharp and keeps me not so tired. People would think like going to the gym would make you more tired, but it keeps me like, you know, like locked in. Like, I'm not just sitting around all day. And then going to the gym kind of make me a little bit more like punctual, and I gotta kind of plan my day around it, because I know I'm going. I gotta pick a time where I'm going, and if, you know what I mean, if I'm doing other shit, I gotta get the music done. That's at this time. I know I'm going to the gym, and, you know, so it just kind of, I be needing structure. Like, if I don't got structure, I'm at my worst for gym is a big part of that. I've been an athlete my whole life. I got to a point where I was skinny and I wasn't in shape, and I played basketball a couple times. Now crazy tired. So I ended up going to the gym, and then after I started seeing results and shit like that. Just kind of fell in love with the shit. And then I would be using it when I was going through shit. It's like, I'm going to the gym, bro. Like, can't wait to go to the gym tomorrow. Get this shit off. So obviously, if you get stronger, you look good. I mean, there ain't really no damn.
Nah, that's for real. Going to the gym, what you said about like when you had like one of those days and like going to the gym or it being something like looking forward to. I used to love working out the most like in the morning, like the early morning. And I would just look, it was just like the perfect way I felt like to start my day. I felt like my energy was up. All of that you were saying like is 100% true. It changes your energy levels. It definitely creates like some structure in your life. So now you talked about playing ball before. Now, before music became the focus, like how serious was basketball for you prior to music?
Basketball was everything for me prior to me. I had a couple years between basketball and music, and those were probably the worst years ever. But I wasn't always like the best player on my teams. Like growing up, I was second, maybe sometimes first, but sometimes I wasn't. Sometimes I rode the bench, like sometimes the AAU and shit like that. I got cut my 6th grade year in middle school, and but a lot of that had to do with my mental, like how I was thinking about the game. I would be nervous and shit like that. I'd be playing scared and shit. And then I got on one AAU team, and it was a prominent, like a big, very notable AAU team out here, Richmond Metro. And not for nothing, when I started playing with them, like that shit kind of changed my whole like way I approached the game, because it was very like it was a couple of inner city kids was going that shit. Like it wasn't like the preppy AAU team. It was like that one hood AAU team that comes in and just beating shit. Like I got on that team and that coach really got at me. Like I was either going to drown or like I was going to try to step up, you know what I mean, to the occasion. And I ended up going farther than a lot of those guys on that team. And I started playing good. I got on the school teams, ended up being able to go to Virginia Union full ride. I was second team or first team all region, first team all something. Went to the state championship and all that shit. I was kicking ass my senior year. So
Are there any lessons from basketball that show up in your music like today? Anything that you apply from that time that you apply like to what you're doing now?
Just the passion and the urge to want to be better at it. Those are two most prominent things. And they both relate to each other in certain ways, you know? Like you either going like it's like anything, bro. Like you can't say you hoop and you don't hoop all the time. Like you can't say you a hooper and not always hoop. So it's like it's about rapping. Like you can't say you rap. You ain't dropped shit in a year. You're not a rapper, bro. This is a hobby, bro. You just do this shit sometimes. Like a barber. Like you're not a barber, nigga. You cut hair every other 3 days. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I felt. That's how I saw it. Like that's how I felt about niggas that hoop. That's how I feel like about niggas still hooping to the day, but that's how I looked at it. You got to be doing this shit. If you want to get better at it, you got to be like trying to actively be good.
That's right. So now, before I wrap up, I did want to congratulate you on your new addition, your baby. How has life been adjusting?
Man, dad is crazy shit ever. Crazy, but like in a good way. You know what I mean? Because anything that's bad about it is just like the nature of the beast for real, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You're not getting sleep, or maybe you can't do this tonight, or maybe you can't do this right now. Maybe you gotta go to sleep, or you're not gonna get enough sleep. You're gonna wake you up. You may be late to work a couple times because you missed your alarm because you was up all night. Like it's shit like that. Every time I get to trying to explain it to somebody, it's like too many things. So it's just like, but all I can say is that shit is the shit. Like it depends on who you are as a person, obviously, just like who you are as a man and shit. But for me, like, you know what I mean? Like, damn. Like, I will say, like, it's crazy.
I will tell you it is. So this is, I'm going to tell you this, how you know you're doing it right, because it leaves you, it's so much change that it leaves you like,
yeah.
There's nothing to explain.
I can't believe it these days. Like, I'm just like, yo, what the fuck, man?
I will tell you that it eventually evens out and it gets better. Sleep thing definitely gets better.
I never loved so much, though, honestly. That was the depth. I don't think I ever loved You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That was the big thing for me because it was kind of like a side of me I didn't even know was there. You feel me? But when I had my son, my love for this kid is like, I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And then when I look like the nigga mad cute though, I don't want to toot his own horn, but because I'll be tooting it, but this nigga look crazy. Feel me? Like I'm like, yo, like
he is adorable. So,
I'm like, yo, what? Like I made this? Like it's crazy. Like what the fuck?
He is adorable. He's just a beautiful little boy. Has it shifted your priorities when it comes to music and business?
It's real balanced because it's like when I had those mornings where I can make music, I gotta do it. You know what I mean? Or if I don't get a song done, I gotta do something involved in it. Like I have to be doing the work when I have the time, you know? And because I might not get this moment as quick as I want it to come back, I might not get it again, and I don't know when that's gonna be. So it's like I got to get it done now. So I've become somewhat of a workhorse, and I ain't mad at it. Like at first it was tough, bro, because I ain't never had priorities like that. But where it's super mandatory shit. So like, I just had to find my way of doing it and way of making it work without quitting. You feel me?
You have a lot of discipline in your just day to day anyway. So it seems like it's coming like really easy, like fitting that in for you and like making time and space for all of the different things in your life where your discipline in some areas is helping you in all your other areas of life. So what's next?
I'm working on an album. I got an album coming out. Pretty long album, you know, through the label and shit like that. And in the meantime, though, I'll be putting stuff out. Like I'm trying to put an EP out now, another one. I got an album with Gray Matter. I got an album with Lucky Bastard. Like in the meantime, you know, we gonna make some shake. Like so, that's what's coming up next. I also been doing mad features, so I always gonna pop up on some features and shit like that. Like you know, I posted like a feature today and it's something that just came out. So yeah, so it's always something coming out. Like even if I'm not putting my own shit out, I'm popping up on other people's shit every other week, every other month. Yeah, so be on the lookout for the same shit coming. Like you know what I mean? Like.
All right. And last but not least, if you could give anyone getting into the game right now any advice, what would it be?
Do what you want to do. You know what I mean? Like, don't make this shit harder. Feel me? Like, where you kind of making it stressful. You just gotta, well, I think I should do it like this because whatever. Like, or you think people are gonna be into this. No, you just gotta go record and make the song you wanted to make. You can't really think about like other people. If you have a music, like this is the separation dribble right here. If you got a music ear, if you think it sounds good, it's up to you. Like, so you can't grab somebody else's shit and make it yours. You got to make the shit you want to make and hopefully people like it. When you do that, you create your sound and also you stay around longer. You know what I mean? Because you didn't get your just do or get your like, you'll come up off something that's not everlasting, like something that's like very quick and easy, and you tried something that's not even you, or you did a gimmick that's not you, or you did a gimmick that's not you, or you on social media saying something that's not you guys do. You want to actually do like that you like, you know what I mean? Like,
Nah, you're right. Because if you get stuck in a thing that's not you, that's going to be your thing. And people are going to want that. Stick with what you know, what you feel comfortable doing. Because if you get stuck doing, like, if that's how you get your success doing that thing that you didn't want to, you locked in.
Like,
You locked into it. So yes. So be true to you. That's good advice. But Monday, where can everyone find you on social media?
Monday Night HB. That's on YouTube. That's on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Monday Night HB everywhere, and it's Monday night on all streaming platforms. You know what I mean? Just straight up Monday night how it's spelled. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for taking time and coming to talk to me on the podcast. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
No problem. All right, Saints and Aints, that wraps up our interview today with Monday Night. All of his music and where you can find him will be tagged in the description box. Make sure you like and subscribe for the latest in music and makeup. Until next time, love you. Bye.